Well, good afternoon. It's Ricky with a Perfect Blade Knife Sharpening, Tyrone, Georgia. I always check my knife sharpness with the paper. And what I've noticed is that's kind of become the norm, or it's been really simplified by thinking if a knife cuts paper, that means it's sharp. That's far, far from the truth. And think of it this way. If you picked up a guitar and you started strumming it, it's gonna make noise. Don't mean it's in tune. And it's not until you get the guitar in tune that you realize, now that's the way it ought to be. And so that's what cutting paper with a knife has turned into be. A lot of people show it, it's cutting paper, it's sharp. Well, when you sharpen a knife on a stone or an abrasive belt, you're bringing up a burr, which the burr is part of the old, weakened, damaged metal from the previous use. So you're grinding that off, and you're leaving that flap of metal on the edge of the blade, the apex. That's what cuts the paper. So it looks like it's sharp, but what happens is when you start using it, that flap of metal will turn under, and what you hear people call rolling the edge. Now it's back dull. Number one complaint I always get, I can sharpen knives, but they always get dull because you're leaving the wire edge on the knife. And it wasn't until I really discovered it by mistake. I mean, I sharpened knives for a long time, and studied burr removal, and I was leaving a wire edge on there. And so I was doing some work under magnification, and I happened to look after I used a rock hard felt wheel, and there was a wire edge hanging off the edge of my blade, and it was kind of like an aha moment. I'm like, holy crap, that's what everybody's talking about. I finally saw with my eyes what a wire edge actually looked like. Then I realized that when I've been sharpening, I've left a wire edge on there. So I've really, really perfected my burr removal process to where each time now I'm very satisfied that I have removed the wire edge from this knife. Once you remove that wire edge, your knife is totally different. That's where the ultimate edge retention is, the efficiency of cutting, because that wire edge, it rolls, it dents. And when you use it a couple times, like I said, it's just back dull. So that's my deal on watching people cut paper and saying the knife's sharp. It's not. And so when I use paper, now I can tell by the sound and by the way it cuts through the paper if I've totally removed that wire edge. Because when you cut paper that the burr is still on there, it's got a tear sound to it. It's not a crisp, clean slice, and an effortless slice. There is no resistance whatsoever, and it sounds like, now if you hear that, that's a clean slice. There's no hesitation at the paper. It just slices right through. You can also, just see how thin you can cut. A knife that the wire edge burr is left on will never do that. It takes a lot of work, and that's kind of what, at the Perfect Blade, I pride ourselves on, going the extra mile, really doing our due diligence and spending time sharpening knives and looking at the edges and making sure we're delivering the best quality product through sharpening that we can. We take it OCD here at the Perfect Blade. We love the knife lifestyle, and we love our customers that trust us to sharpen. We love that slice. Keep it sharp with the Perfect Blade.